what my client says. She said that she had been married for a long time, but, quote, she likes big dicks.
Let's talk about monogamy. Is there any bona fide sexual benefits if you're in a monogamous relationship?
Many and huge benefits.
Oh, yeah?
First, the emotional ones, which lead to the sexual ones, are with honesty and trust and intimacy and only knowing this one person. I call it very personal intimacy. It not only does the energy lead to better sensuality and sexuality, but even physiologically, if you don't need protection and you don't need to worry about sexually transmitted diseases, and you add to that how well you know each other's bodies, oh my God, the sensuality and sexuality is beyond anything otherwise possible. Not otherwise possible.
I would disagree slightly. I think what you were saying in the beginning is absolutely right. That trust and connection, those are the things that count. But that does not necessarily mean that what works best for the couple is sexual exclusivity. And for different couples, having additional sexual partners, in fact, can be an aphrodisiac.
Oh, absolutely. This is about human diversity and choice. So all I'm saying is my experience is it's way worth it. And I've tried both. It's way better. But of course, somebody else has the opposite opinion, which is why we're here.
I work with a lot of couples who have been together 10, 20, 30 years. And, they've definitely hit slumps. They've definitely hit ruts. They've grown. They've changed through the life cycle. And to me, there can be a very much added benefit in the trust, the intimacy, the knowingness, being able to laugh at each other in bed. But, the couples that I'm really astonished by who are monogamous are also still committed to bringing newness into their sex life. Right. I'm working with one couple right now. They are recovering from some emotional infidelity. They recognize that at the heart of it, they love each other, but they're bored by it. But because they know each other, because they have the trust, they're willing to actually, they're going to go to a sex party. This is a couple in their late 40s. They have 2 kids. They brought on an alternative lifestyle consultant to help introduce them into some BDSM. And I love that gusto. So I think, monogamy on its own isn't enough, but if you can take monogamy plus a commitment to newness and adventure.
Well, that brings me back to what my client says. She said that she had been married for a long time, but, quote, she likes big dicks. And that's what she said. And so she said that she wasn't happy with her husband because no matter what he did, she didn't feel what she was used to. So, they went to buy toys and something that resembled what she liked, and that she was, so they worked. But I think what was lacking in there was the trust for her to tell him, I need something different than, what you're giving me, because he was saying, she's shying away from me. She's saying no too many times. And I think, again, it comes to trust, just to be able to relate to each other and what do I need and how many times and whatever. So, yeah, I think it is a great thought that you can be monogamous, but it's not that easy, I don't think. I think it takes a lot of work, and trying new things and maybe even consulting experts about sexuality and how to do things.
Reinforcing the idea of trust and working together is, I think, the key. But when you look at couples, and this is akin to what both of you are saying, that have sex over the long term, right? Couples who stay together and have a good sex life over the long term almost always are couples who were venturesome when they were younger and continue to explore and develop.
So I think also for couples in long-term relationships, to reap the sexual benefits, you actually have to be having sex. And I think that a lot of couples will find themselves in sexless marriages, not because they're not still attracted to each other, but just because life gets in the way. And I was very heartened. There was a study not too long ago that said for couples who had sex once a week, that they were really able to extract a lot of relational benefits. And they were really very happy in their relationship. And what was particularly heartening was that for couples who had sex 2, 3, or 4 times a week, they were happy, but they weren't necessarily any happier than the couples who were just able to have sex once a week. Whereas the couples who had sex less than once a week, once a month, once every couple of months, they were significantly unhappy and dissatisfied in their relationship.
And
So-
it's funny because I had another couple that were older, and she didn't want to lose their sexual connection, so she scheduled it for every Saturday afternoon to get together. But he felt, because he was also a little bit older than her, and she was in her, I think, close to 50. So she was ready, and she was going to do whatever it took for her to be, physiologically, mentally ready. But it wasn't the case for him. He could not work on his schedule. I kind of helped them in thinking about spontaneous ways. If they see that the days are going too many days, to find ways that. Because it was more a problem for him, I advised them to, or kind of guiding them to, find what made him very desirable to have sex at that moment. So just go with that impulse and let her know, rather than the other way around.
Yeah. So it sounds like for a lot of people, monogamy is a great option to help develop deeper trust and to help know your partner better. But it sounds like what the panel is saying is that novelty, recreational approach, having fun, figuring out what you like and what you want from your sex life, that's how you're going to figure it out.